I'm back. Yeah, time for some reviews. In 2015, here we go. Ha ha. Hey, hey, hey. Maria, where's my pants?
Welcome back to Little Piece of the using for the females, but it's perfect. Alright, continue my theme of heads off, my little TCL, Scorpion 72. I'm going to show you my 4 favorite ones that I really like that I've done switches of heads. Not only switches of heads, but I've made it interchangeable either with the mask, helmet, or just the head in general. So as you see, I have Hawkman, Hawkgirl, DR.FATE, and Ares. Pop quiz. What was the first 2-pack that DC Direct ever did? Alright, it was Hawkman and Hawkgirl. So I'm going to start off with those two because the reason why that is because those two came with 4 sets of helmets or masks, and they're able to put on the figure. So what I did is that I've kept those masks on with the ones that were my favorite. I believe I might have my other ones in display or gave them away or something. I don't know what happened to the other ones I did, where the old like 70s 60s masks. It's the ones I think I sold them or gave them away with a couple of years ago, and I kept the ones that are more iconic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that right now as to what I've done. Alright, here we have the Hawks. I am K-Tar Hara. I'm Shiara Hall. Less talking, more hitting. So, just had to do a little voice improv. So these figures eventually, these are DC Universe figures, classic figures. These are the original heads they came with. So what I did was, not say this is a beautiful sculpting of like a Hawkgirl and this one of Hawkman. So as I mentioned earlier, DC directed a 2-pack with these, the Hawkman and Hawkgirl, or Hawkwoman they call it at the time I think, and they made these rubber type helmet type masks for them, which still stand up to today. I mean, like, they're really sturdy. I don't know what they use, but it works. So what I'm going to do is just going to show you exactly what I've done and with which heads I use to swap in order to have these masks fit. Alright, so since I'm a gentleman, ladies first. So what we have here is Miss Shiara Hall. As I told you before, this is a beautiful sculpting of the Hawkgirl face and the head that she came with, the hair and everything. So being a fan of Justice League Unlimited, and just in general knowing that the Hawkgirl is able to remove and have her mask off, and you know, for Justice League Unlimited she didn't have her mask on for the whole season, I want to have that opportunity to do that with my figure. So what I've done is, like I told you, this mask is really pliable, and the helmet comes right off. And there you go. This is the helmet. Now, mind you, to get this 2-pack, you might find it, depends where you look, it's not too expensive as it was back when they first started the DC Direct line. So you could get this set and have this mask. On the other hand, there is another one that came out with the Justice Society one, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, with a more updated helmet. I do have that one too. But I have to locate another Hawkgirl if and maybe do a little customs to use that mask. I might use that in the future. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so what I have here is I put on a new head. It still rotates, not as much as I would like it to. It's a little stiff, seeing how I haven't really turned it in a year or 2. You can see she has her hair here. And the head I used for this was from Charm. Everybody remember the TV series of the 3 witches? This is not Piper, Phoebe, I believe. She's the head I decided to use for this. First, what I did is make sure the mask fit on the female head. That's the main thing when you go to do swap heads and you want to have them have a mask or helmet. Check the head first to see before you swap and realize it doesn't fit. So once I did that, I put the mask on and it looked good. I kept it. So these figures, you can use any female figure, but like I said, you have to check to make sure that not only that the helmet fits on, but afterwards when you switch the head, it looks okay and doesn't look out of place and stuff. The charm figures are really good for the DC Universe females because their heads are not too big. It's on a ball joint similar to that of DC Universe Classics, so they're really great to use. I'm planning to try some of the Mattel WWE female figures when I want to switch them around. I haven't figured out which character or who I'm going to do that with just yet. But as I mentioned, the heads really work well with if you can get your hands on any of the Charm action figures or any female figure in general. You just try it out. So there you go. That's Hawkgirl with the helmet. So now she has a remover helmet or mask, I don't know whichever one you want to call it. So I can have her maskless or helmetless or with a helmet. Alright, on to Hawkman. Alright, so here we have Hawkman. Now, Hawkman is one that I was debating whether I should do this or not. Because I really did like the head of Hawkman, the one that came with DC, just like the one with Hawkgirl. So, but I do like the option of being able to have him, like, say he's in battle and his helmet gets knocked off, or mask, as I say, I keep going back and forth with that, but we'll call it helmet for the rest of the time being. So if his helmet gets knocked off, I want to have a face underneath, or at least have that option. So, as you can see, same thing, very well done. It's really rubbery, these helmets, I like it. So this is the helmet for Hawkman, or that came with the 2-pack. Of course, they have the real, it was Silver Age and Golden Age helmets that came with the 2-pack. And as you can see, the face I've used was the Punisher face. This is from Marvel Legends, the earlier wave, I believe wave 4 or 5. A lot of people use this head for Bruce Wayne, which it does make a great Bruce head, but I find it's a more grittier look for Hawkman since he seems to always be angry and pissed off. And I like the way the eyebrows raised and he has this little strand of hair hanging off there and stuff like that. Now at first when I put the head on, I noticed the skin tone didn't really match. And some people might say, well, the skin tone doesn't match, why are you using this? Yeah, and I go, it made sense, but up until the point where I really thought about it is that when he's out fighting, it makes sense his outer skin be more darker than his face because he has the helmet on all the time, or the majority of the time when he's out there fighting crime or in battle. So it makes sense that his face will not be the same skin color or tan. And I like the way he has like the 5 o'clock or the little stubble there, like he hasn't shaven. So it gives him more of this grittier look when he put the helmet on. And if you see it from the side, you can see that he has this more grimace look or stuff. He looks really like he's pissed off and ready to fight and do battle with any of his villains that stand in his way. So this is why I've chosen to keep the Punisher head and use it for Hawkman. I found this helmet really fits with a lot of other figures from Marvel Legends and also from not so much the wrestlers but other DC figures and stuff, so you can mix and match to get your customized head that you want. But I find the Punisher head really works well if you want to change up your Hawkman and if you have a helmet for that. I'm not sure I recall in DC Direct making any other Hawkman with removable helmets, so you might have to actually track on the 2-pack if you want this, or somebody who might be able to customize it or something like that. I only know of the Hawkgirl that they redid with the removable helmet, but memory doesn't recall them doing another Hawkman with a removable helmet at this point in time. If there was one, let me know. I could be wrong. So yes, so we just put that back on there. The helmet of Naboo commands you to stop your evil ways. Stop them now. DR.FATE. Again, DC Direct did a DR.FATE when they first started doing action figures, and they made DR.FATE 2 metallic helmets. This is the more modern one that has been seen throughout the comic books in the last couple of years, but the other one is like a halfway one. wasn't kind of able to locate at this moment in time, but it doesn't. This is the one I really want to focus on. Again, you have to look, I guess, online to see if you can find yourself a DR.FATE from back when they did the line, when they did the figure. If you want to get a metallic helmet like this, this was the original sculpting of DR.FATE's helmet there, or sorry, I said head, when DC Universe figure came out. So what I did is that I realized I still had the DR.FATE helmet from DC Direct, and I decided that, you know what, I want to have a DR.FATE with a removable helmet. So what I did was look for a head that would be able to fit the helmet, and that took a while, because there's not many heads that can fit this helmet and fit it so perfectly. As you can see from the sides, just like that, it really fits well. So the figure I did find that fits this helmet really well turned out to be none other than Sentry from Marvel Legends. This is the Sentry without the long hair and beard and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that one would work, but this one I picked because of his short hair, and the size of the head was just perfect, allowing me to put on to put this helmet onto his head. And also that the helmet does have like a see-through eyes, so I found the eyes weren't kind of lined up. So what I did was just take a piece of clear, not clear tape, but like white label tape, and I put it inside of the helmet around the eyes to give him that white eye look. So now when I put the helmet on DR.FATE, he has white eyes, and the head turns perfectly, and also he has more range of motion, I find, with this one. So I do have afterwards, of course, as things are happening, I did happen to find other heads that suit that fit this helmet. So if I wanted to say Kent Nelson die, because you know the DR.FATE's been had many owners for the helmet of Naboo, and there's been many different people that have been DR.FATE, so I can mix and match and actually put this helmet on another head if I want to do a switch and stuff. But I'm a Superpowers fan. I've grown up and only known of like Kent Nelson being DR.FATE, so that's who this guy is, and that's what I'm going to keep him as, Kent Nelson, DR.FATE. Last but not least is Ares, my main man Ares. He's a little bit different from the other ones I've shown you so far. Reason for that is that he is a head that I've done is Spike from Buffy, in case people are wondering why it looks familiar. So what I did is that when I removed the head of Ares, the sculpting was again very beautiful sculpting of the head done by the Four Horsemen. Okay, I decided that I wanted to have it that he can remove and put on his helmet, but I want it to be like, I didn't want to ruin the whole look of him, the red eyes and everything like that he has here already sculpted inside, because I didn't want to lose that effect when he did put back on his helmet. So what I did is that if you have a little like a crafting drill, you could drill out the hole inside and make it a little bit wider. If you don't have a crafting drill, here's a little tip. You can actually just use a star screwdriver, and you can you have to kind of like what you call it, crater it out, like keep going around inside the hole there, and take out some of the plastic until it gets to your liking. That takes a little bit longer if you don't have like one of those crafting drills, or the name escapes me for the drill there, the tooling drill, like home economics drill or something like that you can use. So what I'm going to show you here is that basically I am able to pop off his head. As you can see, I've kind of like drilled inside there to make it a little bit more easier to take off and on, and then I can pop on his mask head. So now I have an Ares that can basically remove his helmet when he wants to in the company of his own dwelling, or when he's talking to Diana or Wonder Woman, of course, or anybody he wishes, like in how he was in Justice League. He didn't really dress and he didn't cover. He didn't. I don't know why they didn't have him in his helmet and stuff. But now I have the option of having Ares battle ready, or as I like to call this one here, like in negotiation form, where he can just, you know, have his helmet there underneath and just hold his helmet in his hand and like that. And there he is. Ares just showing no fear because he is the god of war. There you go, my little TCLs. This is me showing you the segment, the heads off, and of course helmets and mask changes. So if these ideas appeal to you, or it gives you an idea of how you can change things around and you know, boost up the way your figure looks, or enhance it a bit more, whether you have it for display or play, it's up to you. And these are little suggestions, and now you know how they look, and you've seen how it's done for those of you who've never done it before. And those of you who are wonder, like, you know, if you want to, how it look and stuff. I hope this kind of helped. If you notice, for those of you who are collectors of DC Universe and stuff like that, you notice that Hawkman has two hands. When he was sold, he only had one hand. So let me know if you like this episode, the two-part episode and stuff like that here with the heads off, or heads up. I forgot what I called it now. But yeah, I can do another video showing you how to swap hands and stuff. It's almost the same technique, but there's a little trick to it because not all hands are the same, and I can show you about the capes and other things there, how to switch around your figures. It's basically the minimum easiest way for those who are us who are not big customizers, who don't have that skill to customize, and you want to do something simple and quick. Your different methods that I've tried at work and stuff, whether it's removing capes, switching hands, belts, whatever. So let me know if that interests you, if you want to see more of those segments and stuff like that. I'm more than willing to do videos on that and how it's done, and show you how it's done actually, or the technique I've used. So, alright, there's Scorpion 72 with heads up, showing you different ways of changing around your figures and maybe breathing new life into them, who knows. Alright, so until next time, take care and keep playing.